This video is about muscular dystrophy. It provides detailed information about this disease for your better understanding of its atypical development. These are the major topics that will be discussed throughout the video. Muscular dystrophy is known to be a group of diseases that cause constant weakness and loss of muscle mass. In muscular dystrophy, the interference of the protein production is hampered by atypical genes that prevent healthy muscle formation. The diagnosis normally begins with a medical and physical examination, which follows the propositions made by a doctor. However, early interventions can be implemented to help reduce and possibly avoid the symptoms of this disease. What is muscular dystrophy? Muscular dystrophy is an accumulation of diseases that results in the degeneration of muscles and continuous weakness. In this disease, atypical genes hamper with the protein production that is necessary to formulate healthy muscles. Muscular dystrophy in Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad and Tobago, a disability is definitely a barrier to success, said Charlotte Ramakan. She was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy at the age of 27. And as on being an active accounting professional, she had been emotionally distraught and had to rethink her entire life. However, she managed to arise out of this devastating challenge with positivity and strong determination. Meanwhile, she used her time to assist other persons in Trinidad and Tobago who has disability difficulties and help them to better their lives. Diagnostic methods utilized in Trinidad and Tobago in cases of muscular dystrophy. Genetic testing, or better known as blood testing, is commonly used in diagnosing this disease. It is the same procedure with using a blood sample from the person to determine whether mutations have occurred in their normal genes. The diagnostic methods utilized globally in cases of muscular dystrophy. In cases of muscular dystrophy globally, the different diagnostic methods are used. The most common forms of these methods are muscle biopsy, genetic testing, and electromyography. Are these global methods utilized in Trinidad and Tobago? The global methods are utilized in Trinidad and Tobago. The most common method used both globally and locally is the genetic testing or blood testing. This is the most prevailing method utilized in Trinidad and Tobago alongside the muscle biopsy technique. Early interventions parents and teachers can attempt. According to Mayo Clinic 2018, muscular dystrophy is a group of diseases that cause progressive weakness and loss of muscle mass. However, early interventions can be made to avoid and possibly reduce the symptoms of this disease. These interventions include minimizing the writing workload and teach via interactive discussions, providing adequate materials so that the child can keep up with the pace of the class, and lastly, the parent can get the child involved in recreational activities. The long-term effects of these early interventions. According to Children's National Health System, muscular dystrophy is a progressive condition that needs lifelong management to prevent deformity and complications. Therefore, the long-term effects of interactive discussions is a positive one, as the child is exposed to interactive learning where he can be active in what the educator is teaching. Also, providing the necessary learning materials and resources gives the child more opportunities to succeed regardless of his condition. Likewise, parental involvement also entails a positive long-term effect which help the child build confidence about his condition, so he can be engaged in recreational activities that can help him be active and possibly help in the maintenance of keeping his muscles functional. The parental involvement in cases of muscular dystrophy. Finding out that your child has muscular dystrophy can be quite upsetting. You may get worried about your child's treated, but many people with this disease live an active life. This was taken from myhealth.alberta.ca 2017. As for a parent with a child that has this disease, it is important for you to engage in your child's life positively. You can engage in activities with your child to help boost their self-esteem about their atypical development, as well as involve them in recreational activities to help slow the symptoms of this disease in some way. Being involved in an atypical child's life as a parent, you are enabling the confidence in the child to be comfortable with their condition and help them to gain knowledge that they are normal just like other children. In conclusion, muscular dystrophy is a disease that causes the degeneration of muscle tissues and results in constant weakness. This is caused through interference with the protein production needed to form healthy muscles.